Let's take a look at Shiba Inu. Last time we looked at Shiba was on October the 28th. Here is a recap. After broke out of around zero point 0.5, Shiba ran up, strong volume, established an all-time high at 0.9, retraced, stabilized, run up again, retest this prior high, got rejected. Price retraced, dropped to about 0.6, stabilized, consolidate. Right now, Shiba is forming this little symmetrical wedge. Very soon, within the next few hours, Shiba would likely reach the apex. So what's going to happen is we will see either Shiba break to the upside or drop to the downside. A breakout would take Shiba to about 1. A breakdown could potentially cause the price to drop to about 0.47. Now looking at the daily chart, the Bollinger Band is way overextended. The stochastic oscillator is showing that the red signal line now is crossed over and is leading the blue signal line. That is a bearish indication, and also of the fact that the Bollinger Band is way overextended now. Shiba needs to retrace in order for the Bollinger Band to contract and then build enough momentum to support another run up in price. So there is a very high probability that we are looking at least 50% retracement from this all-time high. That would take Shiba down to about 0.47. The first support level would be at about 0.68. Breakdown, we are looking at 0.56 and then eventually 0.47. Fast forward, this is the daily chart for Shiba, and the data I have is to 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on November the 3rd. Last time when we looked at Shiba was on October the 28th. That's when Shiba spike up to, let's just call this 0.9. And I was afraid at that point that could be the top for the second wave run up. So far, it seemed to be the case because after spike up to 0.9, Shiba has been kind of like zigzag, but the trend is definitely downward. Today, Shiba is down almost 9% and is trading at around 0.63. Shiba definitely needs to be able to close the day above this red line, which is the 10 days moving average. And the key price should be right at around 0.66. A close below the 10 days moving average could potentially lead to more retracement. And we definitely do not want to see that. Looking at the 1-hour chart, after the Shiba spike up during the first wave, it consolidated and then spiked up again during the second wave, ran all the way to 0.9. Very strong buying volume. But immediately after that, we saw this major price drop. Bounce up, retrace, bounce up. So it was forming this symmetrical wedge. Unfortunately, around the end of October, the price broke down. Technically, breakdown of this symmetrical wedge could potentially take Shiba all the way down to about 0.47. The price retraced, but the minute it retests this prior low, it bounced right back up. So Shiba was trying to reverse direction, but unfortunately, the minute it get to about 0.75, it get rejected. Since then, the price has been drifting lower and lower. And now Shiba, by creating this higher low, it is forming this resistance trend line. And as you can see, every time when the price attempt to test the resistance trend line, it gets rejected. So until Shiba can cross over this trend line and stabilize over that, I am afraid the downtrend would continue. Another thing is looking at the volume. When Shiba spike up, volume spike up. And now the volume is definitely tapering off. So until we see a spike up in the volume, it's going to be really tough for Shiba to be able to mount a run up and cross over this major resistance trend line. Switch over to the daily chart. This is the little symmetrical wedge. Price broke down. And now the problem is Shiba is trading below this 10 days moving average. Like I said before, it is extremely important that Shiba must close today, which is at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, over the 10 days. And the price would be right at around 0.66. A close below the 10 days. And let's say if Shiba continued to trade below the 10 days for another couple of days, then that would definitely indicate more retracement. The Bollinger Band is way overextended. So definitely we are looking at more sideways and potentially trending downward. And that would allow the Bollinger Band to begin contract, and the longer for Shiba to continue to trade sideways or in consolidations would allow the band to contract even more, to the point where once the width of the band gets tight enough, then we know at that point Shiba is ready for another run up. One example I like to show relating to how the Bollinger Band works is with Solana. Solana broke out, spiked all the way to 215. At that point, the Bollinger Band was way overextended. And after that, we saw this retracement that allowed the band to contract. And then Solana entered this consolidation phase. While it was in consolidation, the Bollinger Band continued to get tighter and tighter. And at this point where the width of the band get extremely narrow, and now we see this major spike up in price, and Solana is beginning this new bull run. And that's what Shiba needs to do. Shiba spike up during the first wave, the Bollinger Band get way overextended, consolidate, allow the Bollinger Band to contract, and then spike up. And now the Bollinger Band is just way overextended. It has to go through the same process again. The volume is definitely slowing down. This is an indication that Shiba is entering this consolidation phase. So this is what we are looking at. Shiba needs to close today over the 10 days moving average and continue to stabilize over that. The target price I have is at 0.66. I would like to see Shiba trade at or above 0.66 and consolidate above that. If Shiba were to break down and trade below the 10 days by the end of today, that would be right at around 0.64. A trade at or below 0.64, then we are looking at potential for more retracement. The first support level would be at 0.56. Breakdown would take it down to about 0.47. That would be the target for the breakdown of this falling wedge. But I hope that it's not going to be that severe. One of the major catalysts is still relating to Robinhood accepting Shiba. If that ever happened, if we have that sort of announcement, that could really change the whole thing. And that could definitely help Shiba to stabilize and possibly trend higher. That's it for this video, and don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe, and make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at Vietmaxim, because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.